Lily Pad earlier who asked, out of all the managers that you played at under Blues, was there any that you clashed with?
All of them.
Yes.
Don't worry, they're not listening.
No.
We won't tell anybody.
I clashed with Pep Clotet. Quite not. It was one. It's in real moment, and it was. We'd just been told we was going into like football stopping because of COVID, so we was doing like a session when we knew everyone else had stopped, and something happened. We ended up having a full blown argument on the pitch, calling in this, he's calling me that, he sends me in, and then we went into no football for 3 months, or I can't even remember how long it was. So it just left there. So I'm thinking, oh, what's going on? Then as soon as we come back in, he was like, oh, sorry about that. I was having a bad day. And I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have reacted, blah, blah, blah. And it was all fine. But Steve Cottrell, obviously when he first came in, he didn't play me for the first few weeks. And we was away somewhere. And it's a funny story. We was away somewhere and he went, right, I was sitting there having food, and anyway, I stayed and watched the game afterwards, and all the lads went up to their room or whatever, and Steve was sitting over the other side of the room, and he ends up coming to sit with me, and he went, you're the only one watching the football. I went, I love football, I always watch it. And he went, right, we're going to have a conversation now. He went, I want you to put here what you think of me before this conversation. I'll put here what I think of you before this conversation. Then afterwards, we'll go back to it. And I was like, all right. So he's put his, I've put mine. We've had a conversation for an hour or whatever. And he goes, so what did you put? And I put, a bit of a prick. and he went, well, I said, what did you put? And he went, he put Essex wide boy. And I went, oh, that's a bit strong. And he went, well, that's what I thought. That was my preconception, if you like, from being in here for the past. And he went, has yours changed? And I went, yeah, like, I think you're good as gold. I don't know where the problem's been. And he went, mine's changed to student of the game. Well, as soon as he said that, someone's heard him, and that's all I'm getting called from all the lads for 3 months. That weren't really a clash. That was just I suppose we needed that conversation to happen for him to change his opinion on me, really.
Yeah. Alan, I think you had a question for Harlee, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, mate. We were discussing the current team and players who've fallen out of favour and not playing as well as they should do and all the rest of it. And I said to the group that you were coming on, and I said you were the prime example of somebody who'd had downsides to your career with Blues, and you'd been left out or you'd had it up, whatever. And I said, but every time that you did, when you came back, you were outstanding. Yep. It was like you rolled your sleeves up and said, I'm going to show these so-and-sos I can play. Mm-hmm. And if you was manager of Birmingham now, and we told you which players we were talking about, would you put that to them, saying, don't grizzle, don't moan, just roll your sleeves up and get out there and do your job? Because that's how I always saw you. And I said to people, I'll have Harlee Dean in my side anytime, whether he's playing good, bad, or indifferent, because you know what you're getting.
Yeah, I appreciate that firstly. The one thing I think I obviously got touted with was that I'd start well, go poorly, end well. But I think that's Birmingham, no? Is that not how my whole time? Is that not how the seasons went? You have a good start, everyone gets hope, then we drop off, and then when it becomes, oh shit, it's the fan, we'll come out of it somehow, and someone's got to come out of it looking well. I think there's always been scapegoats as well.
Yeah.
For me, it was Groundsy. I think Robbo's had his time with one. I even remember a bit last year, people getting on Big Jukie's back, and I think that fella is the epitome of Birmingham for me. Like,